So I just watched the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, and the first thing that happens in this episode was what I thought was a fourth wall break. It made me laugh because the series is ending in about like 3 episodes or something like that. It's a lot sooner than expected. But Revolver says at the start, once Soulburner beats me, I is going to have to duel Yusaku, and that is going to be the final battle. And I swear he might as well have just said the final battle of the series. So I was just like, oh, okay, so there's not going to be any more duels after this one. Thank you for letting me know that, Revolver. But that made me laugh. He was pretty much breaking the fourth wall, saying, well, that's going to be the final battle. I'm like, oh, okay. This episode was basically the resolution of the duel between Soulburner and Revolver, and it ended in a way that I was satisfied with. And at the same time, I was like, I didn't think that, spoilers, Revolver would lose. I never thought he'd lose unless it was to Yusaku, if I'm being completely honest with you. But it's weird. I'll tell you why I find it weird. I don't know whether this series is being rushed at the end, because if it is being rushed at the end, they're doing a much better job than, say, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 did. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, as soon as Zark was introduced to Zark being, like, got rid of, that felt like it should have been, I don't know, like 40 episodes or something, and it was all condensed down to, like, 10. Or something ridiculous like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 to me was a really good series that was ruined by the ending, for me personally, and there was a bit of a slog in the middle. But with Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, I really, really enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS. I'm going to talk about all this in the finale review. I don't know why I'm doing it now, but I guess it's kind of highlighted in this episode because would Revolver have been beaten by Soulburner if this series would have gone like the normal amount of episodes Yu-Gi-Oh! Series normally go to? Or has this just been done for time constraints? They're like, listen, we can't have a duel with Yusaku versus Revolver. Yusaku beats Revolver and then go straight on to find the final antagonist. It's too much. That way Soulburn doesn't do anything and stuff. So it's like, would this normally have happened? And I'm actually not too sure, to be honest with you. Do I think there was a legitimate motivation for Soulburner to win this duel? Absolutely. It was all hinging on the fact that Revolver's father was the reason why these kids got kidnapped in the first place, why these horrible things happened to them. Soulburner just wanted some closure. If he was able to beat Revolver, he felt like he could get that from this. But it turns out that Revolver is actually thinking of other people in this duel because he wants to duel Soulburner so that Soulburner can basically mature as a character, and I thought that was really, really good. Soulburner says that after the duel is over, he's actually going to go back to his hometown, and then we see a little flash of his main squeeze back at home, the blue-haired girl. I kind of wish we saw more of them two interacting. We might get something like the final episode, or just like when the credits coming down, maybe they like hug or something. I don't know, but I thought it was quite cool. Soulburner, I think, by the way, is the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Like secondary character to beat the main rival of the series. That would be like Bronk beating like Kite or Shark, or Joey beating Kaiba. And that never actually, I don't think that's ever happened, but no, that's quite an interesting thing. Soulburner turned out to be an absolute boss with his Salomon Great, so yeah, it's kind of expected, really. So we know where Soulburner's going to go. He's going to go back to his hometown. He's going to try and live a normal life because that's what his parents would have wanted for him. Soulburner tells Revolver that he wants him to watch over VRAINS to make sure VRAINS stays safe from now on. And cutting towards the end of the episode a little bit here, but Revolver does the most boss drive-by goodbye on a boat. Like, Yusaku's just walking along this pier, and a boat just drives by with, is it Ryoken? With Ryoken just standing on it like this. He's like, see you later, Playmaker, and he throws him a card. I'm curious to see what that card will be. I'm sure it'll come in handy in the duel. He put it in his main deck, so it's probably a main deck card, but no, I thought that was funny. It made me laugh. But yeah, basically, in terms of the duel, Soulburner wins, is able to defeat Revolver. It's a really good back and forth. I like the fact that Revolver's mask completely cracks, and you can just see himself fully revealed. There's probably a lot of metaphors inside of that there. Metaphor, is that the right word? Symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism with his visor being cracked and his true self being revealed. I don't know. There's something there, regardless. So after that duel as well, this is where I noticed the pacing goes a little bit faster. That I wonder if this would still have happened, if it was just a normal paced out series. But it just goes from, basically, Soulburner gives Yusaku the transplant thing. He goes for a little walk to where Ai is. And when he gets there, it kind of cuts straight to a duel. Well, they do walk around a little bit, but I think the cut to the duel was a little bit fast. They go from talking straight into like a really, really quick opening move for both of them, which I guess they're playing at like high levels because they're both the main antagonist and main protagonist of this series. So, okay, fair enough though. But I liked the little chat that Ai and Yusaku had just before. There's a little bit of retcon. I don't know if it's retcon or it was always planned, but they're basically saying that Ai had planned from the beginning to sort of manipulate Yusaku and as well what's his name? Kusanagi, into fighting against the Knights of Hanoi. He'd been leaving like little trace things, like little hints saying that he needs to do it, and he led him to the deck. So it's implied that I was always orchestrating these events. So not that it was always going to be evil, but he did have an ulterior motive to start with. He didn't just find Yusaku by chance. And by extension, Yusaku says, so we wasn't really friends then. And even Ai's like, now that's a bit cruel to say. At first it was all planned, but then we kind of bonded. So I like Ai as a final antagonist. I think he's good. I wish we could have had him fleshed out just a little bit more. I would have liked to have seen more of this antagonist. But maybe too much of a good thing would have been bad for us. Maybe this short amount of time we're going to get, we're really going to appreciate. But we go into this duel. Oh, well, might as well talk about his actual motivation. His motivation's been revealed. He plans to copy himself into all these AIs and basically set all these AIs free. They're not as advanced as him, but they'll be like on par with like humans kind of thing. He has no idea what they're going to do. I quite like his planning. Like, he doesn't really know. He has these ideas of things, but he doesn't quite know how they're going to work out because it's just chaos. It's just random. So he's going to send all these AIs out into the world to give AIs a chance to thrive and prosper. Give them a fighting chance at the very least. You think some may do some nice things for people and they might actually help humans. Others might do some horrible things, might commit some atrocities and stuff. Who knows? But YOLO, man. So, yeah, I actually quite like Ai's motivation. Kind of makes sense. He says, under human rule, AIs would have been stomped out. Under AI rule, humans would have been stomped out. Let's just try and create a middle ground and let's just give both sides a chance to kind of do something. So that's kind of good. And when Yusaku calls him out, saying you're just like lightning, he's like, no, I'm not as extreme as lightning. For one thing, I'm funnier, which made me laugh. I thought it was quite good. But he's like, I'm not trying to eradicate humans. I'm just trying to give a chance for both. So I thought that was good. And then we go into the duel. We get some good back and forths to start with. We get the Decode Talker versus Dark Templar, which I'm pretty sure I called at the very start. I knew they'd clash at one point, and they did. And Dark Templar, of course, came out on top, I do believe. But yeah, it's quite significant of Yusaku getting out Decode Talker because that was the first Link monster that they got out together. So the fact that it's being used against Ai, it's a very like Astral versus Yuma kind of duel to me. But the episode ends with Ai getting out the Judgment Arrows card and playing it. And the preview for the next episode, we see that the only extra deck monster of the elements that Ai hasn't summoned yet is the light one. So we think he's going to get the light one out in the next episode because he summons a monster and he's got like a yellow sort of energy to it, so I think that's the case. Other than that, I'm pretty sure he's got all the others out. Earth, water, wind, dark. Earth, water, wind, dark. Fire. Yeah, that's right, 6. The 6 attributes. So, yeah, I'm curious to see where this is going to go. A couple more episodes left. I'd love to know what you think so far. Do you think it's going too fast? Are you happy with how it's going so far? Let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Catch you later.